All right, guys, I'm going to show you a couple of features here that are going to be helpful. The first one is the use feature. So first I need to start a sketch. So I'm going to start a sketch on the front plane. And the parts I'm going to make, I want to lock onto the top of this object. But in order for that to happen, I need to use that surface. So if I click on this use icon right here, and I select that line has now been pulled into my sketch. For instance, if I go back here and I don't want to do that. Oh yeah, so you can actually see there's a line there now where there wasn't before. So let me show you why that's important. If I go to make a line, you'll notice right here I'm allowed to lock onto that line and make a line myself, right? So there's that. On the other hand, if I try to make a line down here, or actually I'll put it out here, notice that I can't actually like lock in over here, and I can't lock into that line either. I can kind of lock in here, but that's because it's perfectly horizontal from the origin. So if I don't have it horizontal from the origin, I don't have a way of locking in. But because I did that use feature, I can lock into this side. So let's just do this for now. And then I'm going to make a semicircular path as well. I'm going to do 3-point arc. I'll do tangent arc. There we go. All right, so I have kind of this loop sort of sketch there, which is really good. So now I'm going to hit the check mark, and that kind of stands on its own. Now, I can't do a sweep yet because that loop doesn't really have anything that a sketch of anything that I can sweep. So now I'm going to sketch on that plane right there. Now, because I chose this plane, let me just show you this. Because I chose this plane, if I go to do a line tool, it will lock into here because I'm literally using the top of this object. All right, so that's why when you use a plane from an object, it'll do that. All right, I'm just going to do, I'm going to get fancy here. I'm going to do a shape. We'll do a polygon. And if I do this, I can lock into that axis. And yeah, we'll just let it be a hexagon. All right, so now I have a sketch of a hexagon, and then out of the center of that hexagon is a, um, a line that comes up and makes this loop. So now what I can do is I can choose the sweep feature, and when I pull up the sweep feature, it asks me what face do I want to sweep. So what shape do I want to do the sweep? And it's that shape. And then what's the path that I want it to go along? And I'm going to choose this path. Sometimes you have to select multiple things. All right, and that's it. So I hit check mark, and now I've swept that whole thing across. Now, if I go into my sketch 4, and let's say I didn't want it to be on the center of the hexagon, I wanted it to be on like the outside of the hexagon, then what I'm going to do, I'll view normal to sketch plane here so it's a little easier. So let's say no, I don't want to do that. Let's say I pull this circle, not the circle, it's actually the side that I want to pull. Is that not working? Oh, oh yeah, because I have my center right there. Let's do this. Let me move my center. I'm going to make it not coincident anymore, so I'm going to delete the center coincidence. I'm going to move that center over to here, and then I'm going to try and make this side coincident with that point right there. There we go. Now if I hit check mark, all right, it's done a loop again. Okay, it's followed the path, but this time, instead of following the path along the center, it followed along on the inside. If I show my sketch of sketch 3, if I make that visible, It'll be hard to see, but there it is. It's right there. Okay, so you can see the outside of it is on that edge there. All right, so that's how you would use a sweep pattern.